New this morning, fire crews are on the scene of a house fire right here in the valley.
So Carla Navarrete is there right now with the latest on what we know so far, and the road looks like it's still closed behind you, Carla.
Yeah, good morning to you, ladies. As I told you earlier, I'd have more details for you. And we now know that there were 2 homes involved in this fire. Good news in all of this, ladies. I will tell you that everyone walked away safely. No firefighters were hurt, or no people living in the homes were hurt. But we do have some things peculiar and interesting to report, and that is something about the pets that were in one of these homes. Captain Jake Van Hook is with me this morning. Thank you so much for being with us. What did your investigators and your firefighters find inside one of those homes?
Yeah, so as typical, we always talk to the families, kind of find out about pets. We were happy to report that in one home there were several pets, 4 dogs that were able to make it out. Kind of unique to this situation was a gentleman who's part of an association with homing pigeons. There were over 150 homing pigeons in the backyard. Sadly, 80 of those were in a cage that were exposed to the fire, and they did not make it. We're still assessing kind of the other cage that was away from the fire. It looks like most of them, about 75 more, did make it, but just kind of a unique situation here in this case. Speaking with the family, it's a big part of who they are and their identity and kind of their hobby and that kind of thing. So challenging for them, of course, but just a unique situation.
Okay, and so as far as these families are concerned, they're obviously being displaced and being put into a hotel or something of that type this morning?
Correct, yeah. So in the first house, we have 5 people, 2 adults, 3 children who will be displaced. The house that had the homing pigeons, there are a total of 6 people living in that home.
Okay. And again, so we're talking about 80 birds that were affected by this fire. Any idea as to where it started and how it exactly spread into that second home?
Not yet. Our investigators are working on all those things right now. They've just began their investigation, so I'm sure there'll be more in the days and weeks to follow.
Okay, but again, that fire spreading through the roof to the second home, that's what we got from you earlier, is that correct?
Yeah, it seemed like that the eaves and kind of the roof structure, kind of that whole wooden face that faced west towards that first home, that's what took the brunt of the heat and fire, and that's where the extension took place.
And I'll ask you one last question, since you've had a chance to speak to some of these residents. How are they holding up this morning, especially the resident with the birds? How are they holding up this morning?
Well, as you might imagine, there's a mix of shock and sadness, of course. Phoenix Fire Department does a great job of supporting them through our crisis response. Folks who are here assisting them on kind of the next steps, how they can handle basic needs, those sorts of things. And then ultimately we'll work with the Red Cross to help them get placed in another home if they need that.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. A busy morning for Phoenix Fire and also Glendale Fire. They were also out here in a joint effort taking care of these 2 homes that were affected. Again, 80 birds in that second home did not make it out of this fire alive. Again, that homeowner having about 150 birds in the home. 4 dogs from the first home did make it out safely, and the residents in both homes making it out okay. Again, for those who are traveling in and around the Camelback and 57th Avenue area, I can tell you that the eastbound lanes are closed from about 63rd Avenue, probably all the way down to about 55th, 53rd Avenue. But if you're heading westbound, just keep in mind that there is a situation going on. Drive slowly and carefully, as there are a lot of fire trucks and engines still here on the scene. And as you heard the captain there say, that the fire investigators are just getting underway as to how exactly and where this fire started. For now, reporting live in the West Valley, I'm Carla Navarrete. Back to you ladies in the studio.